Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar, Stayntouch Product Enhancements, brand new grab and go functionality, exciting additions to reports, and more, presented by Stayntouch Implementations Consultant Victor Zoll. I'm Erin Fisher, your host content writer here at Stayntouch. Today's presentation will cover how you can get the most out of the Stayntouch PMS version 5.97 product release. In this webinar, we'll cover the following enhancements: validation for inclusive add-on pricing, QR reference added to Swiss QR code, fiscalized direct bill invoices with EFSTA, customizable AR invoice information invoice label with translation support. And then in pilot, we have Shift4 gift cards, as well as the grab and go functionality. And additionally, in pilot as well, we've expanded the digital registration card functionality to edit that after completion. And then we've made a host of exciting new additions to reports and exports, including expanded multi-property functionality, which is in pilot right now. And then some Stayntouch IBE updates include multiple images for room types, smarter guest form experience, and expanded GTM tracking with Hotel ID. And then finally, we have some integrations updates. For SiteMinder, you can now send zero inventory when house availability is less than or equal to zero. And then loyalty redemption details are now visible in the PMS notes for Synexus reservations. And finally, we've made a host of Connect API enhancements. We'll have a short Q&A at the end of the presentation, so feel free to submit questions throughout the presentation, and we'll answer them in the order they were received at the end. And that's all I have for now. Victor, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Erin. I'm going to share my screen here. And then, Erin, if you can just confirm you could see my screen.
It's loading. Yep, now I do.
Okay, perfect. Let me know if there's any issues too, Erin.
Yeah, will do.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Again, I am going to be introducing our latest release, version 5.97 with Stay in Touch here. The first couple items are just going to be a little just updates, nothing to show here, but I just wanted to call them out as Aaron mentioned at the beginning of the presentation here. Just some updates to our rates and add-ons. There's a validation for exclusive add-on pricing now. What basically that means is that to prevent negative room revenue, Stayntouch now blocks saving a rate if the price of any room type is less than the inclusive add-on amount. If this occurs, you'll see an error message that pops up that says price of one or more room types is less than the price of the inclusive add-on. Obviously, to proceed with this, you would just update that rate price to change or remove that inclusive add-on to it. The next update is related to financials. Again, nothing to show here, but I just want to call these out. For our properties in Switzerland and then also using EFSA, the QR reference is added to the Swiss QR code now. You can generate a direct bill and AR invoices with a Swiss QR bill that includes a 27-digit Mod 10 reference number. So that's something and updated to the Swiss QR code there. And then the other related to financials is the fiscalized direct bill invoices with EFSTA. You can now fiscalize direct bill invoices with EFSTA for active properties. So again, just some updates to those with financials and add-ons there. And now we're going to move on to where I can show you some of the feature enhancements with our release here. So the first one is going to be customizable AR information invoice label with translation support here. So basically, if you are using an invoice statement with Stay in Touch here, if I maneuver over to my menu settings here, and then I go into hotel and staff here and then stationery, you'll find this information under invoices here, and then you'll see it under the company travel agent invoice. So previously, the AR invoice information invoice label was not available, but now you are able to update this to whatever verbiage you choose to for that label. If you do leave it blank here and you do send out an invoice statement, for example, if I go to my, obviously once I update the label, I would just go ahead and save changes here. But if I go ahead and go into my financials and I go to my accounts receivables, for example, and then I just want to send an individual invoice here. Let's go to Stay in Touch here. for any of these invoices here, I can go ahead and print this invoice and email it to whomever. The invoice would show up as AR information invoice at the top right corner here. With that new label that I just showed you, you are able to change whatever verbiage you choose to and replace this. So instead of AR information invoice, I went ahead and changed it to statement invoice. So again, all you need to do to replace that is go into your menu and your settings here under stationery, and then go into your invoices, and then company and travel agent invoice, and replace whatever this verbiage is here that you choose for it to be there. So that is the AR information invoice label. The next enhancement here is regarding Shift 4. So again, as Aaron mentioned, this is currently in pilot right now. We do have some properties testing this. So if you are a property utilizing Shift 4 Payment Gateway, Shift 4 gift cards is now available. So you can add a new gift card on your account via the terminals that you are currently using with Shift 4. The Shift 4 Payment Gateway now allows you to add new gift card or check balances on the gift card by selecting any of the options on the gift card account or via the gift card payment method on the reservation. Again, this is currently in pilot. If this is a functionality, if you are using Shift 4 Payment Gateway and this is a functionality you would like to use, you can go ahead and submit a ticket to our support team, and then they'll add you to the list for our pilot properties there. If you do want additional information, if you go to our Stayntouch knowledge base, there is an article relating to the Shift 4 gift card that you could read further information on if this is, again, something you're interested in. It walks you through the process and the setup that we do internally, and again, how the process works of how it displays with using the Shift 4 gift card when either purchasing a gift card or utilizing that gift card to make payment through Stayntouch directly. So that is the Shift 4 gift card, again, currently in pilot right now. The next feature that I wanted to talk about again is currently in pilot. We introduced a couple releases ago our grab and go feature with Stayntouch. We're continuing to add additional features to that enhancement with grab and go. So I just wanted to introduce two new features with the grab and go feature. Again, this is currently in pilot that we do have properties testing this. Again, if this is something you are interested in, you could obviously, again, submit a ticket to our support team and they'll get it forwarded over to the correct people for this enhancement here. With our grab and go feature now, we allow credit card charges via the grab and go. So prior to this, it was only able to charge items to the room. You now have the feature and option now to pay directly within the grab and go kiosk, that you are able to use a credit card and just pay directly here. So I do have the kiosk set up here with our demo property here. Again, this is a demo property, and then the grab and go feature here. Before, again, it just used to say post a reservation, meaning you would look up your room number, the guest name, and you would go ahead and post that item to that room number. We now released a feature here that you are able to pay now directly. So pay with the credit card now. So if I go in and click on that pay now button here, give it a couple seconds here. Again, this is a demo site that we're working with right now. You'll be able to add the items and then pay directly using your credit card with the terminal that's attached to the kiosk that you have set up at your property here. So again, if I add a couple items here, for example, the Coke, let's go ahead to Sprite here, then you hit continue. Again, once you click the pay now button, it will pay directly with the terminal that you have connected to the kiosk here. So that is the credit card charges via the grab and go. In addition to that, you also have the feature to map all this to a house account with the grab and go workstations. So this allows you for reporting purposes to keep track of the revenue that's being for those passerbys within Stayntouch, that you're able to keep track of the revenue, run reports to see what items are purchased and whatnot. And this is all, again, in pilot currently right now. The way that this feature works is if you are set up with the grab and go here, like our demo property is here, under kiosk here, you'll have the option for workstations here. And in workstations, you'll be able to designate which workstation, grab and go lobby, grab and go sundry items, and you're able to attach it to an account here. So as you can see, we do have two accounts listed connected to these two workstations here, which would be at the lobby or at the gift shop. And the prerequisite to this is obviously to create these accounts here. So now the new feature with creating these passerby accounts is under the menu item here, front desk and accounts. once you do have an option available for passerby, you will see an option for passerby here, and you'll be able to select which one is going to be linked to that. So basically, this will show all the transactions that were paid directly within the kiosk with a credit card. You'll be able to see the different transactions. You could be able to print an invoice and receipt for this in case you did need to do that. So again, these are additional features within the Grab and Go enhancement that we released that is currently being piloted. Again, if you do have additional questions or would like to be considered part of the pilot, feel free to reach out to our support team and submit a ticket to them. So those are the features with the grab and go there. We're going to jump along to another feature that's currently in pilot. Again, we do have properties utilizing this, and we introduced this a couple of releases ago as a digital registration card here. So with the digital registration card, if you have not seen it before, I'm going to jump over to our demo property here. You are now with the registration card, again, another enhancement feature that we released that we're still currently testing in pilot here. You are able to edit now the digital registration card after completion. So after the guest has checked in, filled out the information via the digital registration card, you are able to go back in there and make any edits or updates here. You can now edit completed digital registration cards directly from the registration card button view. This allows you to fill any missed fields after the guest has completed the card and update guest details easily without needing to restart the process. So if I go into a current guest that's currently checked into the property here, similarly to how you would print out a registration card if you're familiar or have been using the printout version of registration cards, if I click on the bill and charges button here, and I click on the orange registration card, I now have the option to open that digital registration card here. So again, if I click on that, I can add additional information here, make any changes here. Say I wanted to add a phone number here. And then once I'm done with this, all I need to do is close it, hit the X button here. There's no save button or anything like that. It automatically saves. So once you are complete adding the additional information, you could just go ahead and X that out, and then it would be updated within the registration card there. That will also display, obviously, to work side by side with the actual guest profile here at the top here. So at the very top here, again, is the guest profile, the guest card here. And if I open this up, I would see that information that got populated here with the from the digital registration card that updated the guest card here as well here. I'm gonna close that out there. Again, the digital registration card is currently in pilot. So if there is additional information or you would like to know more about the digital registration card, feel free to reach out to our support team as well. Again, it is currently being piloted with some properties right now. All right, gonna jump over to reports. So there are some exciting new reports that are coming along. Again, some of them are still in pilot, but I just wanted to showcase them to you of what's to come that will be available hopefully in the future here once we get through our pilot process here. The first one is going to be called an items report. So if you're a property that utilizes the items or feature in Stayntouch, if you have a sundry shop or a gift shop and you want to keep track of the items that are being sold, we now have an item sales report here. So if I'm going to jump over to demo property here, if I go into the menu here, let me go back to the dashboard here, and I go into reports and new report now. If I go ahead and search for the items report here, either I could scroll down for it, it's in alphabetical order again, or I could just simply search for it. It's called the item sales report. Again, if I want to see all the transactions for last month, the current month, I can set a date range here, and I just go ahead and run the report here. I'll go to my inbox here. Again, that's an item sales report. I already ran this for yesterday, so I'll go ahead and select that. I have the option to download and print this, or I can just click directly into it. The item sales report, again, will show you the individual items that were sold. If you do utilize item groups, it will obviously break it down by the group here in bold, and then the items under each group listed here with this little identifier here for an item. It will show you the price. This price will be the current price. So this is not if the price changed from a month ago to what it is now, and it currently is $8, it will only show what the current price is of $8 here. It'll show obviously the amount of items that were sold per each individual item here, and then the revenue per or for each individual item as well as a total at the top here. So again, this is a new report that is has been released. It is available now. It's the items sales report. You can also schedule this report as well. If you did want to schedule this report instead of running it ad hoc every single time, you can schedule it that you receive it at the end of the month, for example. So that is the item sales report there. Now, the next couple of reports are in pilots again, but they will be released hopefully soon once we get through our pilot stage here. The first one is a duplicate profile report. Um, so I'm going to jump over to my demo property here under reports and new report. Same thing, I can search for it or I can just scroll down to the bottom, but it's called duplicate profile report here. The duplicate profile report is designed to help identify duplicate profiles, guest profiles, obviously. Um, and then to run it, obviously I just click on it and then go ahead and run the report here. Now, you may notice once I run this report, you'll see this report uses our new reporting tool. So the layout will look a little different, the user experience compared to our previous way of running reports. It's designed to deliver faster access to our data with better flexibility. We'll continue rolling out our existing reports to this new tool, but for now, only our new reports are going to be ran on this tool here. So you'll see here in a second here, once I run this report here, how it looks differently. So again, it's pulling directly from the database here, and this is what the report will look like now. So again, this is the duplicate guest profile report here. As you can see here, I do have multiple duplicates of guest names here. So again, I am able to review this. Again, this is still in pilot, so there are going to be maybe feature enhancements to this because they're currently testing it with properties now. But I just wanted to show you this as something that's coming up as a possible report or a future report that will be available to you all. So that's the duplicate profile report. The next one is not in pilot, but I just wanted to show you some additional features to our custom exports here. So with our custom exports here, go back to our property here. Under schedule report slash export, and I go in and click custom exports here. We now have the feature here that includes better date ranges. So more flexibility with your reporting here that you're able to do the last 365 days. You're able to do the last 180 days, and then you're also able to do the next 180 days. This is all in regards to what your filters are that you set up here, what the duration here. So obviously for our reservation data report here, we did departure date. With the duration here, we can now select the very bottom here, the last 100 days, the last 365 days, and the next 180 days. Those are the three new different date ranges that are available for you now with our custom exports here. All right, the next one, this was also introduced a couple releases ago, the purpose of stay. The purpose of stay is now available now through the custom export as well under the reservations category here. So now you will be able to see here as a selected field or an option for you, purpose of stay. So if you want to include purpose of stay in whatever custom export you are creating, you are now able to add that to your export here. Again, the purpose of stay was introduced a couple of releases ago that you're able to select on per reservation of what the purpose of the guest stay is. All right. Gonna jump back now to some more reports that are currently in pilot as well here. The next one is going to be the business on the books by room type report. Again, this is pulling from our new reporting tool, so it's going to look a little different. Well, I'll go ahead and run this for you here. So it's going to be business on the books by room type. Again, I'm able to click on it and then run the report here. Again, look a little different, look and feel will be a little different, but here you'll be able to see your statistics of revenue based on the individual room type or total room types here. Again, you're able to click or drill down if you want to search for a particular room type. For example, I'll select Deluxe King. You can obviously see your business and revenue on that particular room type. Again, you could show all or select whatever ones you are interested in seeing with your business on the books report by room type here. Again, this one is currently in pilot as well. Obviously, there could be feature enhancements updating this process here, but again, I just wanted to show you as a new report that is going to be available to you all hopefully soon, which will be the business on the books by room type report here. And then the next one, again, in pilot, currently right now being tested with properties here, is another report for our top 100 guest report, or property's top 100 guest report. So I'm going to go back to my reports here, and we'll go ahead and run that just so you can see what that looks like. Guest top 100 report here. Go ahead and run that report here. Again, this feature here will allow you to see the revenue. Again, it allows you to filter this if you want to do by first name, last name per individual column here. You'll be able to see that information. If you want to change this and sort highest to lowest by room nights. Currently, right now, it is by stays. So obviously, the first one would be the guest has stayed there the longest, or most times with 646 here. So again, this is a new report that is currently being worked on. It will be available soon. Top 100 guest report. Again, you'll be able to pull some information regarding your guests at your property here. Going along with the reports, so those are the major reports that are being worked on right now. I would say some of them are in pilot, like the business on the books by room type, top 100 guests, and then some of them are available to you now, like the item sales report that I just showed you here. In addition to that, obviously these reports will be available for multi-property reporting as well here. So if you are a Stayntouch user that utilizes the multi-property feature within Stayntouch, we expanded our multi-property reporting to include the top 100 guest report, the top company and travel agent report, a financial transaction report, and additional reports as well. These all can be activated by emailing our support team. Again, once they're available, they will be available for you to use with our multi-property functionality here. So basically, if you are a multi-property user, these are the additional reports that you will be seeing that you'll be able to run. So again, this is on the books by room type, forecast report, financial transactions, and so on. So again, we're continuing to add more reports to our multi-property feature within Stayntouch. Some more to come with that as we continue to add more to the report section here. Again, these reports will be pulling from our new reporting tool. So again, the look and feel may look a little different here. And again, we'll continue to roll out majority of our reports onto this new reporting tool that we will be releasing here. All right, going to jump over to talking about updates to our Stayntouch IBE. So if you are a property that is using our booking engine via Stayntouch, some exciting new features being released now. One of them being the ability to add multiple images for your room types. So you may have seen already if you went into Stayntouch or your property already that you are now able to add additional photos, images for your room types here. So if I go over to rooms here and I go into room types, look at individual room type, you will have obviously if you did upload a default primary image, it will show here, but you are now able to add up to 5 images under each individual room type that you have listed here. Once you upload those images, and again, you're using our Stayntouch IBE, those will be uploaded into the booking engine. So I have a demo property here. As you can see, we've uploaded images now. Either I can click on the arrow here and view the additional images, or I could simply click on the plus button and then move those to the different images as well. Again, you have up to 5 images that you're able to upload. Again, if you do upload only one image, obviously that one image would only display here. Here's one that shows 5. This one has 3 images uploaded here. So again, that is in regards to our Stayntouch booking engine here. In addition to that, we've also updated the guest form experience with our Stayntouch booking engine. Basically, what that means, the state field in the guest forms via Stayntouch IBE is now displayed only when required by a selected country. So again, if the state is not required by the particular country that you select, it will not be an option for you that you have to select a state here. Again, you can view this into our release notes here, where there's a video here that kind of shows the process of what that looks like here. So quickly, let me just show you that. So again, utilizing our Stayntouch booking engine here, you hit book now. And you fill out your information. Again, if state is not required based on the country that you select, you won't be required to fill out the state information here. While that's running, another addition to our IBE is just an expanded GTM tracking with Hotel ID. This is to improve tracking and analytics via Stayntouch IBE. Google Tag Manager, GTM, now consistently includes the hotel ID across all supported data layers, including the landing page. This ensures more accurate data collection and enables deeper insights for marketing and reporting. So again, if you are a property that utilize our Stay in Touch IBE, and you have GTM tracking involved, there are obviously more enhancements or analytics that are available to you now with the GTM tracking here. All right. The last couple enhancements, again, nothing that I can show you here. They are in just regards to some of our integrations here. So just enhancements to the API integration, the kind of data that's being transferred between systems here. The first one is related to our SiteMinder integration, CRS integration. Just quickly showing you under integrations here and central reservation system. For SiteMinder here, you now have the option to send zero inventory when house availability is equal to or less than zero here. For SiteMinder CRS users, a new send zero inventory when house availability is equal or less than zero toggle is available, and that toggle is in this setting right here. Basically, what this does when it is enabled, all room types are sent with zero inventory if the house availability is zero or negative. So basically, if you are sold out at the property, this will send out the zero or inventory over from Stay in Touch to SiteMinder here. This will override actual room type values. When it is disabled or you do not toggle it on, availability is sent based on actual room type inventory. This prevents overbookings by stopping SiteMinder distribution when the property is fully booked, meaning the property overall, the house is fully booked. It will zero it out and won't show any available inventory for the SiteMinder integration here. The next integration is related to the Synexus integration, CRS integration here. We now do loyalty redemption details now visible in the PMS notes within Stay in Touch here. For hotels using Synexus CRS and loyalty points, loyalty redemption details are now automatically recorded in the notes section in the reservation in Stay in Touch PMS. So again, I don't have anything to show live with this, but just an FYI of what that will look like. You will see now that information in regards to loyalty via Synexus under the notes section here. When a reservation is created or modified via Synexus with loyalty data, the system extracts it from the create booking or modify booking message and adds it to the notes section within the guest stay card here. And then the last ones, again, nothing to show here, just updates to APIs. You are now able to add shoulder date rates and group rate API as one of the API enhancements here. You are also update shoulder date rates for the groups as well here. There's a support for allotment codes and availability API. There's a mass card number added to the reservation API. And then the last one is new fields via the Get Hotels Charge Codes API here. All this information that I just talked about, and again, I couldn't show you visually, is available in our release notes here. So to wrap up everything here, I just wanted to show you again how to view these release notes and then also to review this webinar that we just had that Aaron will post later today here. So if you're not familiar again of how to access the webinar and release notes here, if you are logged into or pull up our homepage here. If you click on the customer support tile here, you will see a button for the release notes here. All the release notes here that I was reading through, and again, if you want to review them, will be under the Stay in Touch PMS here, with our latest release notes always going to be at the very top here, which is the version 5.97 here. So again, if you wanted to review previous release notes, you can also see that as well here. In addition to that, oops. You're also able to see the release webinars as well. So our recordings, if you were not able to join a previous webinar that one of us hosted here, you can click on that and then view the latest webinar here. Again, these are available via YouTube as well. So if you click on it, you will see the video available for you to view as well here. All right, then. That wraps up all our feature enhancements, our enhancements with our release 5.97 here. I'm going to hand it back to Aaron here to open it up for any questions.
All right, thank you so much, Victor. I'd now like to turn over the floor for questions. Remember, you can submit questions through the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. I don't see any questions yet, but I'll give everyone a few moments to enter any. All right, since I'm not seeing any questions, I will share my screen again and we can wrap things up. All right, so in today's webinar, we covered the following enhancements: validation for inclusive add-on pricing, QR reference added to the Swiss QR code, fiscalized direct bill invoices with EFSA, customizable AR information invoice label with translation support. And in pilot, we have both Shift4 gift cards as well as the grab and go functionality. Additionally, we covered the new option to edit digital registration cards after completion. Again, digital registration cards are currently in pilot. Additionally, we covered exciting new additions to reports and exports, as well as this expanded multi-property reporting, which is also in pilot. Next, we covered Stayntouch IBE updates, including multiple images for room types, a smarter guest form experience, and expanded GTM tracking with Hotel ID. Moving on, we covered SiteMinder, or the option to send zero inventory when house availability is greater than or less than or equal to 0 for SiteMinder. We also covered the loyalty redemption details, now visible in the PMS notes section for Synexus reservations. And finally, we covered Connect API enhancements.